Hello everyone, welcome back to Madison Framework tutorial series. I'm Kruti and today we are going to connect NA10 to real-world data sources through APIs. By the end of this video, you will know how to authenticate with APIs and pull in the data you need for your Madison agent. Before we dive into the technical setup, let's talk about choosing the right APIs for your Madison project. You need to use at least 2 to 3 data sources relevant to your specific problem. For brand analysis project, consider YouTube Data API, Twitter API, or web scraping tools. For market research, look at product review APIs, Google Trends, or price comparison sites. For customer service projects, support ticket databases or FAQ scraping would be appropriate. The key is selecting the sources that provide data directly relevant to your problem statement. Now I will demonstrate how to generate an API key from the developer portal. Most APIs require authentication. Let's go through the process of setting up credentials in NA10. First, you will need to create an account with your chosen API provider and generate API keys from their developer portal. For this example, I will demonstrate with a Twitter API, but the process is similar for most of the services. And a security tip here is never share your API keys or commit them to public repositories. You can just Google Twitter developer account and you'll land on this. There is extensive documentation available in this link. And the developer portal link is developer.x.com. Sign up and create your account. Once you are here, you see a default project that is already created. So go to the settings, click on the settings button and scroll down. You see this user authentication setup. So I just did the authentication. So it's already set up, but initially you will see a setup button here. Click on it and change these permissions. This should be app permissions should be read and write, and type of app should be web app. And for app info, the URI callback URI is the callback from your local host NA10. So this is the credential. You will see that in the NA10 in the next section that I'm going to show it. For now, you can copy paste this. The same thing for OAuth 2 and OAuth 1. And just click on the save button and then you will see a client ID and secret key generated. Come to this keys and tokens section, scroll down, and yes, you're going to see the same thing here again. Next step is adding these credentials in your local NA10. Let's do that and open your localhost NA10 and click on this plus icon. For now, we are creating a new credential, so click on credential and search for X. So this is a tried and tested method, so select OAuth 2 API and click on continue. Copy paste the same client and secret key here. Yes, I have copy pasted my client ID and secret key and I'll click on this connect my account. It's asking to authorize app and yes, connection successful. That's it. And you can see a new credential is being added here. Now let's build a workflow that connects to an API and pulls data. Create a new workflow and let's name it API collection. And start creating the new workflow by adding the first step, that is manual trigger. And after this, let's add an HTTP request node. Search for HTTP request and configure it to your API. Set the request method to get and enter the endpoint URL. Here, we are making a simple GET request to the Twitter API to fetch the public profile information about a specific Twitter account, in this case, OpenAI. So this endpoint returns structured JSON data about user, including their user ID, name, username, profile description, etc. For the authentication, select predefined. The credential type should be OAuth 2 because that is the one that we have already configured. And yeah, this is already set up now. So yeah, that's it. And let's go back to the canvas. I will test this connection by running this node. Yep, it is executed successfully and you can see the output here in the JSON format and also in the table. So as you are receiving the JSON data back, congrats, you have successfully connected to an API. Now, if we are working with larger data sets like tweet results or reviews, then we would structure this the JSON using JSON parse node and saving it using a write binary file. But for this particular small user profile lookup, I'm not going to be doing that. And as a next step, you need at least 2 to 3 data sources. So let's quickly see how to combine multiple APIs in one single workflow. What you can do is you can actually add parallel branches from your trigger node. So let's select another HTTP. For now, I'm just going to leave it as it is and add another node. You can do this, or alternatively, you can use the result from one API call to inform your next API call, creating a sequential workflow. Yes, something like this. For example, you might first get a list of products from one API and then loop through those products to get the detailed reviews from another API. And you can also use a merge node. And this is useful for combining data from multiple sources into one dataset before saving it. You now know how to connect N8N to APIs and collect real-world data for your Madison project. In the next video, we'll look at cleaning and structuring that data and handling errors that might occur during the collection. Remember, we are focusing on getting relevant data and meaningful analysis, so aim for at least 50 to 100 records, but more is better. And please document your data sources as required. Up next is data cleaning and error handling in N8N. Thank you for watching this video.